Alright, let's get right into it. I'm going to show you guys my strategy and my playstyle for using Scarlet's third variation. This is actually my main variation. I actually don't mess with Blood Drive and Heart Pierce anymore. This is Scarlet's like rushdown variation, and it just fits my playstyle. You know, my playstyle is a lot on spacing and just like smothering and just fucking bullying my opponent and just rushing them down. And this variation just fits the part. So that's why I use this variation. So when it comes to this variation, the biggest thing that Scarlet loses is her tongue, and she gets this move instead. But her zoning is very different. Me, I don't like to zone Scarlet, but when you have to, you know, it's really interesting. So instead of tongue, which is huge, you get this move right here. Comes out in 23 frames. It's cool, you know, at this range, but up close, if it whiffs, you're kind of fucked. So there's that. But there's nice ways of setting up. You can throw this and then boom, catch them just like that if they're pressing buttons, and then boom, 18% when you enhance it, which is huge. So you could literally play like bullshit Garrus and just start back and forth, and boom, start landing it, and you know, get your 18%, and you're not even in range of your opponent. So that's really nice. You could set it up with this, and then you could easily start throwing blood balls to get in because they're waiting for this move to come out. So that's always really nice. So yeah, that move is really good. And then what I like about it is, let's say I enhance it, whatever, and you're like, you could close in on them. So that's what you want to do in this variation. You want to close in on your opponent. So when it comes to closing on your opponent, the first thing I want to talk about that's different. I first want to talk about things that are different in this variation compared to others. Is this punish right here? This is Scarlet's best punish right here. Like, say if you have like a 14 or 15 frame punish, right? It's really difficult to punish with this. A 13 frame is really difficult to punish a 14 and a 15 in this game. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Like, I just say fuck it and I'll just do this. In the other variation, you only had two good options, which one was get your health back. You cannot go wrong with that. Or do this, do tongue, and you get 16%. Might as well, you know, do this right here and get your health back. But in this variation, you have two very brutal options. One is this right here. You get 24%. You get a 24% punish for one bar. That is huge right there. That is huge. This is Scarlet's best punisher right here. Not only that, but if you don't want to waste bars, you can do this right here. And this right here is really huge because this is where Scarlet's pressure comes in. So you do this, land it, and then it becomes a 50-50. What I mean by it becomes a 50-50. When you land this move right here, you could throw this move for free. This gels, and this gels too. So you throw this, and your opponent has to guess what you're going to do. Am I going to throw it, walk up and grab? Am I going to throw it, throw this move, do that string right there? Am I going to throw a kick and then grab you? So you have so many options. The two best moves to throw is this one and the whip. And you can get your plus frames going once you know land this right here. Let me show you. Boom. And that gels. So smothering your opponent in this variation is very easy once you start landing red mist. Not only that, but the beauty of it is that your grabs become so much stronger, which like a 15% grab, sign me the fuck up, damn near 16. So yeah, your punish in this game is really good. Not only that, but with this punisher right here, this is huge too. You get, your biggest combo is going to be a 34, which is huge. In other variations, you can get 29 for no bars. But if I were not to enhance it, you would get 31%, which is nice. And then from like a jump punch, I believe it is 36. But yeah, so there's that. So what I really like to do in this variation, which is my main thing that I like to do in this variation, first is this kick right here. In my past videos, I'll talk about this kick a lot, but in this variation, it's way more brutal. So the thing about this kick right here is that, of course, it's a good stagger where you can throw a kick and go in and do this, and then, but some things that that people complain about is that there's a gap. So if I were to throw this right here, my opponent can poke out. If I were to throw this right here, my opponent would poke out. If I were to throw this, for whatever reason, my opponent can poke out. But if I were to do this, my opponent could actually not poke out of that. And they have to take that. So they basically have to block that, but it is unsafe. So let me actually show you how it works. So now, boom, boom, I'm going to try to poke, okay. Try to walk back. I'm going to try to jump up. Alright. But the thing is, you are unsafe. You are minus 19, so there's the risk of that. But that move makes landing this more possible. And this move is really good right here, because you can get some serious pressure going with that move right there. So there's that. So this string right here literally becomes a 50-50. Not only that, but another thing that's really crazy about this is that you can get 27% unbreakable damage. And that is ridiculously huge right there. If you can get 27%, no fucking, like, there's nothing your opponent can do about that. They can't break out. No, nothing. They just can't. Not only that, but if this lands right here, it becomes a 50-50. Your opponent doesn't know if you're going to walk up and grab them, if you're gonna fucking throw your poke, if you're gonna throw a stagger move, you're gonna start doing your whip pressure, you know. So it's really like, man, what, you know, is your opponent gonna do? Like they have to guess right every time, and if they guess wrong, you know, you're just fucking brutalizing them. So this is a huge move in this. Not only that, but you could also do some really cool mind games. So let me actually show you. You could do this, and then do stuff like that. It's like, okay, it's my turn. Wait for the poke. Nope. They gave my respect. I'm gonna try to poke. See, I'm like poking right when she's gonna poke, and sometimes it always doesn't come out. If they wait just a little bit, boom, you can get clipped like that. Poke, my turn. No, it's not. So you can really get away with a lot of shit. So let's say you've been doing this a lot, and then now you can get away with doing this, poke, and then going for a grab. At the same time, you are risking your life with the red mist, but that is, you know, a mind game that you can do. Because when it comes to this string right here, you're only -1. Now, if your opponent kind of like doesn't have the timing for it down, or doesn't have the read or the drop on you, and they wait just a little bit, your poke could actually land, depending on some characters. Like, if you have a 9-frame poke, like, who has one? Katana. I know Katana has a 9-frame poke. Like, you could actually just abuse her like this, because you're only -1. Your fastest poke is 7. So, you know, it's gonna come out in 8. You know, because you're -1. And like, you know, you could actually start landing this shit before Katana lands her for some characters. But if there is a 7-2, if they just lag on it, you know, there's that. And then also, you could also just do the mind game, just throwing one and then going for the grab. So you can't go wrong with this string right here. It is very brutal, and you could do so many mind games that it could really just torture your opponent, and just, they do not want to let that block button go every time this kick is, you know, every time they're blocking this kick, because they can lose 27%, and there's nothing they can do but just other than watch that. And then you're in range too. That is the nice thing about this, is that they're not going anywhere. They're right there in range, and then you can start getting your pressure there. Also, this move right here is really nice, and there's nothing they can do about it. Like, even if they block, check this out, even if they block all of that and they try to jump out, they're gonna get clipped. Like, look, I'm trying to jump, I'm gonna try to jump up. There's nothing you can do. But in the boiling point move, your opponent can actually jump that. So take that in consideration. They could jump out of that one. So the best thing to do is do this, is to do the red mist, and then do this right here. You can't go wrong with that. Now, another thing that you're going to want to do in this variation, actually in the other variations I didn't really use this move like that, but in this variation I feel like it's really good, is this move right here. Your combo starter, because you need to let them know that there is a threat of them losing 34% or having to break away. So what I like to do a lot in this variation is throw one and then go in for a grab, or what is it, throw two and then go in for a grab, or psych them out with that, because no one is ever going to think about this move coming out, like the last move being a high. No one's ever gonna think about it. They're gonna think this is gonna come out because the last hit is mid. So no, you can get away with this right here because it is not worth to fucking, you know, risk your freaking life for a simple, you know, what is it, 7%, and then you're plus 7. So, you know, I like to do this a lot in this variation, and of course, if they block it, you know, you're only like -2. I'm pretty sure I'm closer to -5, and you're completely safe. So there's that. So yeah, so with this string, you could also just start getting your pressure going. Throw 1, because the beauty about this move is that you're 0. No one has the hit advantage. You're both at 0, and your opponent is expecting all this shit to come out. So just throw this, and then you can start, you know, gelling your opponent into this right here. Not gelling them, but like throw this one, start doing your pressure, or you know, you could throw it again, and then B +6. This is also really good to do, is B +6 and then pressure your opponent from there. This is something I do from time to time. Another good thing is this, and then go, you know, do something like this, and then go low into that, and then you get some spacing in, and then yeah, there you have a lot of options with this string right here. And then boom, do this, B +9, walk up and start pressuring them again with whip pressure. In this variation, I don't really use whip pressure that much, to be honest. In Blood Drive, this was a complete must. But in this variation, my main 2 moves to go to is this, and of course this move right here in this variation. I use these a lot, and then of course my Punisher. Those are my main moves. It's really important to still use this move from time to time. You know, you have to, you know, you'll be an idiot not to do it because it's really good. It has amazing range from it, and then you can get your plus range going, and then you can start setting up mind games with this too. You could do this, and then I'll show you, and then do stuff like that, and you know, just completely mess with them. You know, if they're thinking about ducking the high, you could not do it and then just catch them like that, enhance it, and then boom, boom, and then start getting your pressure going from right there. So there's that. And then this move too is also, it's alright. I would just keep doing this all day. Like, doing this is not really worth it. Double O, not really worth it, and it's really inconsistent. So there's that. So the last thing that, you know, I need to talk about is that you really need to put your opponent in that corner. Like, I've talked about the moves that I'm doing, like doing this and then doing a lot of that, staggers and like mind games with Scarlet, but my main goal is when I'm up close, okay, I'm like, you know, doing that shit, landing red mist and stuff like that, or if I'm zoning and boning, I'm over here, you know, getting my shit going. But my main goal is to get my opponent into the corner. Simple reason being is that, let's say from a jump kick. Alright, let's see if I can even land it. Let's put this guy off. Okay. Let's see if I can even land shit. Anyways, let me see if I can even... Jesus Christ. Alright, so anyways, besides the point is that you can get really good damage off of the corner. So let me actually show you. Oh god, why am I... Boom, right there. 30%. Finally, it fucking lands. Basically, damn near 31%. Now, once you land that, you are +7. And then it becomes, again, a 50-50. What are you going to do? Not only that, but the really nice thing is that when you grab your opponent here, and you just get up there, you can actually get 16% out of it from just doing that. But another really nice thing, but you know, if you want to keep it simple, what I like to do is I like to do this, boom, and then boom, let's say I will land this. This lands, and this is so much damage because they're also losing poison. So putting your opponent in the corner is really good because you also get a safe launcher. You know, you could do something super simple like that. And then not only that, but you can get a very simple 34% like this. Right there. Enhance it, 34% from the simple jump kick. And then yeah, you can just start, you know. I like to keep it simple because you can see, I don't know, I need to still practice my timing on her combos. But you want to get your opponent in the corner because you get a restand and you're +7, and then it's just like, holy shit, like your opponent, It's like, man, this guy gonna kick me once and then grab me? Is he just gonna grab me? Is he gonna complete his string?